The exclusive online platform that connects small and medium-scale enterprises in manufacturing sector with the subject matter experts. Our aim is to digitalize consulting space in small and medium-scale enterprises. Hello everyone, my name is Vikas Mandral and I am co-founder and chief marketing officer of Solution Buggy. Today we are with our advisor and thought leader, Mr. R.K. Dixit, and the trending news that we are going to share is: will India by 2030 become the third largest economy of the world? Welcome, sir. Could you just introduce yourself?
Thank you. Yeah. Hi, everyone. I am Rakesh Dixit, having 40 years of solid experience while working from rubber to steel manufacturing units. And my around 15 years I have spent in the project-based company as South Asia HR and legal head of RPG Group, AC International Limited. And my last instant was at the Chief Executive Officer with the Salasar Industries. I am looking after the steel manufacturing. As of now, I am giving advices to Experia Private Limited, a Spain-based company, and one is Derivar Global Company. They are dealing in the railway products, and also I am attending the mediation in the Supreme Court for power units and power as well as this sugar industries disputes related with their payments and all.
Okay, sir. So thanks for your introduction.
I'm settled down in Gurgaon. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So thanks for your introduction, and I see your experience is really vast, not just with small and medium scale enterprises where you are associated as or consulting or advising those companies, but also the big Indian companies and multinational companies also. So, sir, seeing your experience, what do you say? Is it possible that India will become the third largest economy by 2030?
Complete your question.
And sir, what is the feeling behind your gut? What is the logic behind your gut feeling?
My gut feel says yes. Of course, India will be third largest economy, but not as early as 2028 or 30. But it will take some time. This is depending upon the government policies and the politics. As of now, we are viewing the reform are being opposed by the opposition party for no reason. So I think it will take 1 or 2 years more, because India needs to grow by 9% from 2021, and consistently after 2022 around 7% growth is required. And that growth is required when India will be having the conducive atmosphere politically and socially. Otherwise it will be a hurdle. But definitely and surely, my gut feel is saying we will be third largest economy by 2028, subject to the speed with which central government is working. Opposition, I say opposition is required, but objective opposition is required, but not for the sake of opposition. What we are doing in this farming bills, they are very good for the farmers, very good for their growth, but they are not telling us what are the main points where they feel governed on these policies. So
right,
this is my point of view.
Right, sir. So, right, sir. The whole focus is digitalizing, centralizing, and making a process for everything, so that everything becomes systematic, well traceable, and a lot of mediators are eliminated, so that the end user also benefits and the producer or manufacturer also benefits.
Yeah. Sir, India is lagging behind in this farming sector. If we compare with China, if we compare with the US, and other countries where farmers are growing like anything, and our farmers are still in the poverty line
Right, sir.
and heavy burden of the loan and all. So
Hmm.
they have become, I will take the loan and next government will come and waive off my loan. So
Okay.
that way working is not possible, because if you are performing, then you have to perform, you have to produce the quality, you have to produce the delivery time and all.
Right.
But here farmers are lacking in that.
Right, sir. Right. Sir, if I say few areas of focus for the next 5 years, 5 to 10 years, what could those areas be so that India gets that boost?
In my opinion, the sectors which will be growing in coming 5 years, uh, to name few, as in my opinion, as many as five sectors are most important, and I am starting with the automobile sector. Uh, India is going to be hub of this automobile components manufacturing unit, because yesterday, if you have seen interview of Nitin Gadkari, he's transforming he's the replacing entire vehicle fleet in India with the electronic vehicle. When electronic vehicle will come, then definitely components are required, and these components are being manufactured here in India, and we will be exporting also. If you have heard that Telsa is going to invest huge amount of money in India so far as electrical vehicles are concerned. Simultaneously, we are also working with the Argentina, so in connection with the lithium battery, because when electrical vehicle will be coming, then lithium battery will play a catalytic role. So we are working with the Argentina, and I am hopeful India will be hub of automobile in next 5 years. Number one. Number two is agriculture sector is also growing, subject to the normalization condition prevail between farmers and India. And farmer will definitely double their income, and we will see the export of wheat, we will see the export of this rice, and we will see the sugarcane and other, because farmers as of now is producing only rice on account of MSP price is very high. They are not looking at the other crops. With the introduction of these farming bull, farmer will definitely look at the other crops which are required, and a huge amount of money will come to them. Say, I can say the vegetable, they can grow the vegetable, they can grow maize, they can grow sugarcane, and they can grow a lot of medicinal plant are required for the Ayurvedic and other sectors. So agriculture is going to be a big boost for India in coming 5 years, and definitely economy will grow in that. And third part is manufacturing industry will be taking India is going to be manufacturing hub like South Korea and Taiwan, because they people are manufacturing, giving boost to the export, and here we are not giving boost to the export. So we have started thinking in that line how we can be compared with South Korea and Taiwan altogether. And the latest example is this: India was not manufacturing this mask and ventilators and other items, and we have started manufacturing in the month of June or July, and now we are exporting it. So going to be a big manufacturing hub. If India wants to be third largest economy, then they have to look at this sector carefully and judiciously, so that we can compete with China, we can compete with US, and we can compete with South Korea, other countries. So big boost, and I think a lot of people are have already started, like Tata and Reliance and other. They are also established their manufacturing unit in South India, in connection with this production of electronic item for 5G networking and all. So in my opinion, manufacturing will get a boost, and third point, service sector will grow. undoubtedly that will grow on the service sector, and then this education portfolio will also grow. India needs a lot of education in the rural areas, so good technologies and good systems and other things are establishing in India. And I think in 5 years, if India want to be third largest company, then they have to look at the girls' education, and the rural area education should grow. Otherwise we will be not in a position to reach third largest economy. And definitely digitization, IT industry will grow to compete. These are the 5 sectors. And if you agree with me, then tourism will also grow at least 4 to 5% per annum.
Okay.
This is my opinion, tourism, because I'm looking at it, some good opportunities in India that has not been explored so far. Like Varanasi is coming up in a good way, and Ayodhya is coming up beautifully. And we have lot of places in South Africa, and some education tours. So this industry will grow.
Right, sir. Right. Okay, sir. So thanks for your inputs. They are very valuable, especially when it comes from
And the most big impact will come so far as GDP is concerned.
Right, sir.
GDP will rise positively. Why it is rise positively? Because expenditure will increase, consumer expenditure will increase, lot of FDI will come, private and public sector investment will come, and employment will be generated. So youth of India will be benefited in that. But simultaneously, I'm also looking at some negative aspect of this largest economy. Some criminal element will come in that, and inequality of the distribution will give a trouble to us, because a lot of gap will come in rich and poor divide. So this is my opinion, and I am hopeful, and 100% India will be third largest
economy. So thanks for your inputs, sir. Especially these inputs are very valuable when it comes from an experienced person like you, who has been working on ground, also at policy level, also with very closely with the governments, different state governments. And then
one more point, because I can add, if all the ideas and new policies of central government implemented aggressively, then you will see the transformation in these sectors.
Right, sir.
Transformation in these sectors, and that will lead us to third largest economy.
Great, sir. Great. So, sir, thanks for your time. We'll catch up again with another trending topic. And it was very interesting talking to you. And thanks for being advisor to Solution Buggy also. Because by talking to Solution Buggy and advising us, you are also connected with 60,000 industries that we are associated with. So thanks for your time, and thanks being an advisor. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Bye.
Same here.